let's watch some more Parz. It's been a while.
This is the world's most
Bee.
disgusting bee.
Brother,
Oh?
Yeah, that is a vulture bee, found on the Tyrannid hive continent of South America. And you are probably wondering, what makes it so disgusting? That's pretty easy to answer. It eats fucking rotten corpses.
What?
Well, at least that's one thing that makes them gross. Yeah, the Left 4 Dead zombie diet is actually just the tip of the iceberg
The
on
Left
how
4 Dead zombie diet. I mean, at least the corpses aren't walking around. Sometimes I do be misspelling corpses as cropses or cropses as corpses. Have you guys ever did that?
iceberg on how fucking disgusting these things get. But before you learn the rest, I gotta teach you about bees.
you like jazz?
Bees.
See, a normal beehive runs on two main resources, nectar and pollen. Nectar is used to create Winnie the Pooh's honey, and pollen is used as a source of protein. Now, the issue is vulture bees can collect nectar, but they are physically incapable of picking up pollen.
Eh?
So where do they get
No
their
pollen.
protein? Well, basically, roadkill. Instead of flying around and looking for a lovely floral arrangement, vulture bees will surf the skies until they spot a rather delectable-looking maggot-ridden corpse, which they will then cave dive inside of through the fucking eye sockets. Oh yeah, I told you they got grosser, and this isn't even the worst bit. Because once they're inside, they treat your fucking corpse like the deli at the supermarket, rooting around for the cuts of meat that they're after. But for the same reason they can't carry pollen, they can't just take the fucking meat out in a shopping trolley. No, what they do is scarf down the stacks of rotten flesh like a Minecraft player who's run out of food, fly back home, walk through the front door, and vomit it into another bee's mouth.
No!
Okay, well, not...
That's disgusting. However, it suddenly unlocked something in my brain. Didn't like some birds also do that? Like they eat the food and then vomit? Which birds do that again?
Bee's mouth. Okay, well, not straight into its mouth. They're not savages. It goes into a bowl first.
At least it's a bowl, you know?
And then another bee eats it. And mixes it with spit and nectar to turn it into a meat sludge.
Hey.
That gets eaten by the other bees.
Oh.
Yeah, I hope you weren't planning on eating anything
Oh no, it gets passed around.
anytime soon.
Who wants chowder?
This
I'm sorry for those who wants to eat stuff right now.
is the world's fastest chicken.
Oh, the running
this
chicken.
is the
The road. What do you call that again?
Tasmanian native hem. Except no one fucking calls it that shit. We call it the turbo chook.
Wait, what's the one in the cartoon? Is it called the Road Runner? It's called a Road Runner, right? But I think it's the different species.
This bad boy is from the land down under. More specifically, it's only found in my home state of Tasmania.
Tasmania.
And as you may have guessed by that nickname, Lightning McChicken here is built for exactly one purpose. Speed.
I am speed.
I'm speedy.
But before I address it violating the speed limit, I've got to address the fact that it's a fucking fraud. So despite that name, it is not remotely related to a chicken.
Oh,
It's actually from a family
Among
of
Us.
waterfowl called rails. It's around 50 centimetres long, tips the scales at 1.5 kilos, and importantly, cannot fly for shit.
Yeah.
In fact, it is completely flightless. And that is a little bit of an issue because this is Australia, where at any given point, this mobile KFC bucket is a rock's throw from a fucking snake.
Oh no! Dang, what's this meme? This is so scary. What the heck? The sudden snake jump scare, and it's not small either.
However, Sonic the Hedgehog didn't trade in that pilot license for nothing. See, they still have wings. They just don't use them to fly. They use them as a spoiler, because when threatened, they don't fuck off into the clouds. No, Hen Racer here just drops gear into first, punches the throttle, and fucking tears off.
Let's go.
At 52 kilometers an hour. I don't think you understand how fucking insane it is for something the size of a chihuahua to break the speed limit in a school zone. So let me make a comparison to
school
Australia's
zone.
other flightless bird, the one we lost a war to. Emus are 2 meters tall, and when they run, they cover 3 meters per step. That is a total of 6 whole native hens per single emu footstep. So you would assume the emu gaps the fucking hen, right?
They baby.
Wrong. Hen
Wrong.
Verstappen and the war turkey are the same speed.
Huh?
How the fuck?
That's a lot of small steps, man. Wow, just like how I need to walk extra steps just to catch up with my taller friend. I feel ya, bro.
This isn't a snake. It's a bug.
Huh? Wait, huh? It took over the corpse again? Huh?
This is the very creatively named snake-headed caterpillar found wriggling
It's a
around.
freaking caterpillar. I hate caterpillars. I still remember how wiggly and squishy it is in my childhood.
In South America, and the reason they're dressed up like the average Australian resident is to scare people. See, caterpillars exist for exactly one reason: to spin up a cocoon and Pokemon evolve into a moth or
Dun
butterfly.
dun 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 dun. Oh no. Why is it so scary?
Now, in order to achieve this, they need to be not fucking dead, which is a little difficult when everything under the sun is trying to eat them.
Hop, 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 hop.
Birds, wasps, spiders, frogs, you name it,
Oh.
they all look at a caterpillar as the world's freest meal. I mean, it's basically a sentient,
not.
slow-moving hot dog with 0 escape strategy. So, how
It's
does
scary.
the very hungry caterpillar avoid the very hungry everything else?
Hello.
Well, some
Hello.
choose camouflage, others become more toxic than a league lobby. But the snakehead chose cosplay. Well, if you want to get technical, the scientific term is mimicry. As we've established, caterpillars are weak, light work for their predators. You know what isn't light work? A fucking snake.
Yeah.
Which is why when threatened, these little guys will force air and blood into their head, causing it to
Oh,
inflate.
dang.
They then shake that shit in the air, perfectly mimicking a venomous snake. Whatever was about to eat them sees their free meal turn into fucking rattlesnake Jake,
That's kind of scary.
becomes shit scared, and runs the fuck away.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, its entire defense is just becoming a scary, wacky, waving tube, man.
Let's go.
This
Scare
spider
them out.
throws its webs. Yeah, that creepy thing is an ogre-faced spider. And
Okay,
as with
stop.
most affronts,
Why did I pause at this moment? Go back a little bit. How much better? I wasn't expecting a spider to come out, okay? It has been a while indeed. Now I need to check, do we have any Olga spiders in Malaysia? Oh snap, they are. And I think I've seen this before in the forest. Don't ask me how I survived that.
affronts to God, yes, you can find them
Say the line, Bert.
in
But-
Australia.
And here
And
too.
the reason it's got web
Yippee.
slingers is its unique method of hunting. You see, most web spinning spiders use those webs to fucking camp, spinning it between a few branches and then falling asleep waiting for a fly to clothesline itself before
Ow.
casually wandering over to suck its guts out like a smoothie. By
Hey.
contrast, ogre faces basically pull fucking trick shots. Because instead of shooting that sticky white stuff all over the walls, they shoot it on their hands. See, you may have noticed that this thing is built like an 8-legged Slender Man,
stop.
and that is by design, because they start a hunt by spinning a web between their forelegs. Then they
use
will
it to
lower
catch?
themselves from a nearby branch and just kind of hang upside down in the air doing their best stick cosplay. Then, when something makes the unfortunate mistake of getting too close, it will lunge downwards,
Oh, Jesus.
spread its legs, wrap the bug up in a net and then fucking yank it away into the air like it's hitting fucking Spider-Man pull-offs in Rivals.
Damn.
And because this is an Australian animal, that insect burrito would not be complete without a healthy injection of venom.
It's so
and then they
cute.
fucking eat it. Think about how fucking scary that is from a human perspective.
I
Walking down
know.
the street at night, some cunt hits you with a rope and you're just fucking gone.
No, Patrick. You died. You know, like seeing a spider from afar versus seeing it up front it hits differently, you know. I hate those when they zoom it in. I rather see those from afar rather than zoomed in. Zoomed in, it looks so menacing and it's scary. I don't want to get traumatized.
This tiny bird killed a man.
How?
But how? Well, you see, this is an
How?
Australian magpie. And why, yes, it is found in Australia. How could you fucking tell? But despite sharing a postcode with all the other Dark Souls enemies down here,
It's another crow family. We already know how scary crows can be from the last casual geography video. However, I wasn't expecting that it killed someone. I was more on the hurting part than the killed part. How
they're actually pretty chill little guys. They got no poison, they aren't hiding a mouthful of teeth, and considering they're the length of a ruler and weigh less than a kilo, they can't pick you up and fly off with you. On top of that, they're actually
did it poke your eyes? Because that beak is sure sharp.
less than a kilo, they can't pick you up and fly off with you. On top of that, they're actually really intelligent and often will form bonds with people who feed
stop.
them. Most of this, however, immediately gets thrown out the window during the magpie's nesting season. Or, as it is better known down under, fucking swooping season. See, because half of our wildlife would gladly turn magpies and their eggs into KFC, the second they build the nest, a switch flips in their brain and every single fibre of their being is devoted to aggressively defending the nest like they're a unit in a fucking tower defense game.
Understandable.
Because if you step within around 50 meters of it,
50?
they will lock onto you and dive bomb you at Mach 5 and try to peck your eyes out over and over and over again until they run you off. And this behaviour
This is
is how in
seriously fear.
2019 magpies caught a fucking manslaughter charge.
Guilty.
Yeah, one day a 76-year-old man was riding his bike through a park in Wollongong. A park that contained a magpie nest.
He was just enjoying his outdoor life exercise.
The magpies took exception to this and started swooping him. And they swooped him so hard that he careened off course, crashed the bike, and fucking died.
Dang. The scary corvids. Next time the authorities need to stick a sign like magpies here nesting, beware, do not come 50 meters here.
Wild sharks are taking drugs.
What is going
Recently,
on?
scientists in the Caribbean made quite possibly the most fucking terrifying discovery since the advent of the job application. You see, they were conducting a study on ocean pollution, and part of that study involved blood testing 28 sharks in the region. And when Shark RBT pulled two of Jaws' cousins over for a random test, they tested positive for cocaine.
They
They
pour
also-
it in the sea?
Tested positive for caffeine and painkillers.
They even pour the coffee into the sea.
Which begs the question, how the fuck did a great white shark get great white blow? Well, no, they aren't doing a Narcos season in Bikini.
I do wonder, does it affect the sharks? Do they go gaga after taking it? Or it's just another substance in my body kind of thing and I'm still normal?
Bottom. No, sharks having the bloodstream of an esche in a nightclub is our fucking fault.
Yeah.
You see, tourists and rich cunts absolutely love to swing their yachts into the Caribbean,
Just put
throw
it in the
parties, get
sea.
shit-faced, and presumably fall into the water. And I don't know if you know this, but rich people do illegal shit.
Wow, first time hearing it. Ha 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 ha.
How some Wall Street banker decides he wants to partake in some nose beers, and in his excitement, knocks the rest of the devil's dandruff into the ocean. Jaws swims along, thinks it's food, and takes a bite. And
Ow.
thus, hey presto, Coke sharks.
First time trying a cigarette? Let's chase the buzz. I'm fucking tweaking!
No, this is not a video of hell. This is
where is this?
completely unedited, no filters footage from Western Australia.
What?
And
Oh,
you may be
dust.
wondering,
The dust. More like the sand.
how the fuck does it look like a Terraria
Oh,
blood moon?
yeah, why is it so
Well,
red?
the answer to that question is sand.
I don't like sand.
Yeah, but it's
Here's
so
a fun
red.
fact for you. Australia is the world's largest exporter of iron ore. And 96% of that
Oh.
shit is pulled out of the ground in Western Australia. And the
I don't know if I want some iron or dust in my eyes.
reason we excavate whole chunks there is because the place is sitting on 55 billion,
Wow.
with a B,
Sheesh.
tons of ore. The whole fucking state is basically just a desert biome covered in iron farms. And that iron isn't just found at Y11. No, there is actual fucking rust in the dirt
Ow.
and sand,
My
which
poor
tints
eyes.
the whole fucking desert red.
Wow.
And that red sand
It's so red. Like I've seen like dust storms. You call that sandstorms in other countries, the news. But I've never seen something so red before. All the rust, my eyes gonna be rusting. And if you want those red eyes like those anime character, you can do it too by just going here to ring a sandstorm. No,
is why WA looks like fucking Caled.
it's so
See,
red.
as if the animals trying to kill us wasn't enough. God has done a little trolling and spawned a tropical cyclone on WA's coastline. And the wind from that bad boy kicks all that red sand into the air, blocks out the sun, and turns whatever light creeps through blood fucking red.
Damn. It's like
Genuinely
something's
thought this was
descending.
Armageddon, but it is just sand
Yeah.
sending us to the tomato dimension.
The tomato.
Australia doesn't have the Easter Bunny. We have this thing.
Who's that Pokemon?
You see, after the first Easter Bunny was clapped by a snake 5 minutes into his down under egg run,
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
No!
his replacement took one look at Australia, said, and I quote, "Fuck that," which is why
But
we
then the
have
second-
the Easter Bilby.
Da, 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 da,
Yes,
da, da.
this cute little kangaroo rat is a real animal, and he is way better suited to the job than that fuck-ass rabbit. First off, Bilby
Like it was built different just for Australia.
are marsupials, which means they've got a pouch for carrying around their kids like a kangaroo. But
Ow.
the mobile daycare also gives them extra inventory slots for Easter eggs, compared to the rabbit, who I can only assume is hiding the eggs up his fucking ass.
Out.
They can also deliver you chocolate across the Australian desert without dying in the heat. Because those big ass Dumbo ears basically work as a car radiator, dissipating their body heat in order to cool them off in God's air fryer.
That's nice.
I'm a burning!
But most importantly, the Easter Bilby is doing his part to save his species. Here's a fun fact for
Nice.
you. In Australia, rabbits are cunts.
You can't just jump out here.
You can't just do that.
They are an invasive species, and they fuck up
really?
the environment by mowing down all the food meant for native animals.
But it's so cute and fluffy, and it poops everywhere for the fertilizer.
On top of this, they
Fluffy.
break into bilby burrows and steal them. That coupled with being hunted by invasive foxes and feral cats, mean the greater bilby is critically endangered.
Dang, I am an invasive species too. Oh no.
The real reason the Easter bilby exists is to raise awareness for this, with a chunk of the cash made from selling bilby chocolates being donated to save the species. Unlike that bunny who charges me $15 fucking for a rabbit and tells me to
Dairy
myself.
milk.
Oh my god. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
So, in conclusion, fuck that greedy colonising rabbit, the bilby clears.
The cute bilbies. And wow, that's that. I had so much fun that I didn't even know that it had finished. I hope you had fun and see you in the next one.